Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, let's get this party started, shall we? I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert. I'm a shiatsu massage therapist, and I help women who are in narcissistic and toxic relationships get out of them. And if they can't get out of them, they heal enough until they're able to get out of them. We give them the support and the love and everything that they need in order to move forward, in order to find center and balance. So today we're talking about what's really happening when you piss a narcissist off, when they get angry, when you end up in a battle with them. What's really happening, and how can you start communicating in a way that doesn't make things more difficult for you? You know, if you're like me, then, we tend to have enough self-control over ourselves that we can stay in an observer state. And maybe you even developed this observer state when you were a kid. Because I know when I was a kid, because of what was going on in my family, I naturally disassociated. It's one of those stress patterns. And I think most kids who have a lot of stress in their life, they do naturally disassociate. And it's a skill to be able to observe your thinking. And the more trauma you have, the better you are observing your thinking, watching what's happening, being able to describe what's going on. It's because you would disassociate. You'd go someplace else and to a different part of your brain and be able to sort of watch the experience or have the experience without actually experiencing it. And by the way, when that happens, that's how you create problems later down the road. That's how you create these trauma triggers, which keep you triggering to a narcissist. So when a narcissist gets angry, it has more to do with their level of stress than it has to do with you. You know, because of their pattern in life, their pattern is they get overwhelmed, they get stressed, they feel constantly stressed, chronically stressed on some level because of their own insecurities or guilt, or fear that the relationships aren't going to work out, or even the drama that they create themselves. And so when a narcissist gets angry, it has more to do with their feeling out of control and needing to gain control than it is about something you've actually done. So when a narcissist gets angry, they're doing it as a way to gain control. If they can control you, they'll feel better. If they can control the dog, they'll feel better. If they can control anything, they'll feel better. And so they'll use whatever tools they need to use in order to gain control. Now, for me, I, of course, wouldn't go to those extremes. But there was always a part of me that was watching, that was observing, that was saying, okay, what's going on in this situation? What can I do differently? How can I do it differently? How can I change the outcome? You know, it always came back to, what am I doing that's wrong? What am I doing that's bad, that's causing this, that's triggering this in the first place? So what I'm going to tell you is you are not the trigger. I mean, you are, but you're not the reason that they're so angry. You're just the thing that added a little bit more weight to their scale, which gave them permission to go off the rails. So you can try as hard as you can. You can feel small. You can feel weak. You can try to people please. You can try to fight back. You can try to ignore it. You can try to fix it. You know, you can do all sorts of things, but none of those will work. Because what's happening is a narcissist is triggering you, and they're feeding off of your energy. They're feeding off of your hurt and your anger. You know, there's a neat little insight, which is when we as women, let's say, when we get angry and express our emotions, or when we express them authentically, not necessarily with a lot of anger, not with a lot of drama around it, but when we are authentic with what we're saying and what we're thinking, then it doesn't feed the situation. And it tends to act more as a mirror. And it gives a narcissist permission to be more authentic themselves. Because when they're in their drama, they aren't in their authenticity. When they're in their drama, they are they're in their fight or flight pattern. Just like when you are feeling overwhelmed and you were feeling tired and you were feeling stressed, you're in your stress pattern. You're in your drama. The way to disable the narcissist drama, the way to say things to a narcissist without pissing them off, is really to be straightforward. You did this, period. I feel this way, period. No explanation, no justification, no even drama around it. It's like the difference. It always fascinated me how moms and dads had different effects on their kids. And there was always one that was the heavy and one that you could manipulate. And so you have been in your life the one that can kind of be manipulated. The narcissist knows how to push your buttons, how to get you to do what they want you to do. They don't care what it is you do. It's just they're looking for a reaction. They're looking to feed into, they're looking to justify their emotions. They're looking to be given an excuse to vent and say all the things that they're thinking in their head. And so you come along and you turn up the thermostat, or you forgot to close the refrigerator, or you left a window open, or whatever. And it's the excuse that a narcissist needs in order to blow up. So you're not going to avoid it, because it really is not about you. It's never been about you, and it never will be about you. What you can do is to get real clear with yourself, to clean up your emotional reactions when you get hurt, when you get angry, when you get frustrated, to work on those, to get the support that you need to. And it's not just therapy. One of the ways that therapy really misses the mark is that it doesn't talk about the body mind. Now, there's thousands of ways to keep your nervous system and to keep your nervous system balanced and to heal your nervous system, but they don't talk about it in therapy. It's like physical health and emotional health are two separate things. All they do is vaguely talk about self-care and then, pat you on the head. But in reality, your nervous system has a big impact on whether you go into fight or flight. It's the gatekeeper. It's the one that says, yep, this is a problem, let's go. And so when you work on releasing the energy and the emotions that have been hanging on your nervous system for decades, because no one ever taught you how to get rid of it and supported you to get rid of this stuff, and encouraged you to get rid of it and taught you, how do we forgive? How do we regulate our nervous systems? How do we calm down? And told you it was okay, gave you permission. And you started to realize that that was what you needed to be doing all along, not one of your stress patterns, because none of those work. When you start healing yourself and finding that balance, and you do, because body-mind tools aren't about you being something more than you are. Body-mind tools are about regulating your nervous system. Chanting, breath work, acupressure points, essential oils, drumming, ritual, barefoot in the grass, talking to the trees, watching the butterflies, having good conversations with interesting people. All of those things regulate your nervous system, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. It's not selfish, it's not self-absorbed, it's not pampering. It's how do you get your nervous system to get back to level. And every time you do that, your body heals itself a little bit more. So when you're talking to a narcissist and you don't want to piss them off, one, you can't stop from pissing them off because it's not about you. But two, if they are pissed off, your best response is to stay in your centered, calm, grounded, higher version of yourself. And then there's no energy. Doesn't mean you shut up. Doesn't mean you close your mouth and take it and keep getting beaten over and over and over emotionally. What it means is that you start to learn how to speak the truth without any of the other, strong past emotions around it. You're able to speak the truth of the moment. And when someone speaks the truth of the moment, back to that mom-dad thing, it's like when someone speaks the truth and it drops like a penny on the ground, flat and with a solidness about it, with a yes or a mic drop or one of those things. It's the truth. And when you start being more comfortable speaking the truth without having all of your own nervous system reactions getting in the way, that's how things start to change. Because narcissists can't deny the truth. And if you're not bringing all of that emotion into it, there's nothing to argue against. There's a truth. There's no justification. There's no explanation. This is it, period. We'll leave it at that. And when you start interacting in that way, authentically and with your truth, you'll notice that things start to change because there's nothing to argue with. There's no fight, nothing to fight about. Okay, that's where they're at. That's how they feel. When you get to that point, that's how you really change your relationships. Not by finding another way to manipulate the situation, but by finding a way to be grounded and healed and not feel overwhelmed. And there's a million tools and a million ways to do it, but it helps a lot if you've got somebody, so reach out. I've got a beautiful group coaching program where we do training and support and one-on-one coaching, and the women are just great. They're just like you. So come join us, reach out, and we'll get you the help that you need, because you don't have to live by yourself anymore doing this, wondering if you'll ever be able to have a relationship again, or what you're supposed to be doing different, or how you can do it right. All the things that you thought you were supposed to be doing probably aren't working. And we need to give you the right tools, teach you how to use them at the right time, and how to use them in the right way. Okay? So, have a great rest of your day. Visit inspiremassage.com, soon to be RitaHickmanCoaching.com, and we'll get you started, okay? And make sure you give me a day or two with stuff, because I'm a little slow. We got a lot of women who are going through a lot of cool stuff. And if you give me a little bit of time, then we'll get you set up. Okay? Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!